Good evening to all the audience on Zoom and YouTube. Before I start, just a quick check. Am I audible and visible to everyone? Can I have a quick confirmation of that? Great. So, a very good evening to all the audience members, both here on Zoom and YouTube Live. My name is Satyanarayan. Good evening to all the audience on Zoom and YouTube. Before I start, just a quick check. Am I audible and visible to everyone? I need to have a quick confirmation of that. Just a second. Okay. So good evening, everyone. My name is Satyanarayan. I'm one of the founding directors and the academic head for IQ Ideas. And we have been conducting multiple, in fact, 11 part series of various career opportunities about various streams. We have talked about how to select the right stream after 10th, how to select what are the various career options available after science, arts, humanities. And starting today, we are going to talk specifically about some particular courses. So today's session is all about liberal studies education in India. It's a very new course. It has gained a lot of popularity in the past about 7 to 10 years. And there is a lot of curiosity about this course and yet not enough information. So today's session is particularly designed to answer a few questions, to first of all tell you what exactly liberal studies education is all about and to answer a few questions that you may have in your mind. It gives me great honor and pleasure in welcoming Mr. Mohit Mangal, my partner, mentor, long-term friend. Our association has been over a decade and a half now. To give you a little bit of background about Mr. Mangal, he, by education, an engineer and an MBA. He has been in the field of both entrance exam preparation and career counseling for close to 2 decades now. And tens of thousands of students have benefited from the advice that he has given. So without taking much of your time, I would like to wish you a very good evening, sir. And please take this session forward.
Thank you so much, Satya sir. As always, it's a great pleasure to get introduced from you. Well, today's session, we will be primarily talking all about liberal studies education in India. This is 7th session in a set of 11 power-packed sessions, which we have planned to conduct from 2nd to 14th of March 2023. First of all, my apologies for last 2 days. Unfortunately, due to some technological glitch, this session which we are conducting today was supposed to be conducted on 8th. Then we had to postpone it to 9th. Yesterday also some technology issues were there, so we could not even conduct it yesterday. So today we are conducting this session on 10th. 11th onwards, all other sessions will go as per the schedule planned, which I'll share with all of you at the end of the session. In today's session, which is the 7th in the series, the topics or the points which we will cover include what is liberal studies, first of all, to fundamentally understand. We will talk about the career opportunities which are available after liberal studies, best institutions along with their admission processes, the basics of the entrance exams or the type of entrance exam which are conducted by the liberal arts or the liberal studies institutions. And at the end, we will take up a few question answers, if the audience on YouTube or Zoom is, looking forward to get some more clarity. This session is primarily suitable for parents and students who are pursuing grade 11 or 12 from any stream, because fundamentally liberal arts or liberal studies is open to all streams, be it humanities, arts, commercial studies, science A group or science B group. And they wish to pursue liberal studies or they wish to pursue education which is having a liberal pedagogy. First of all, let us understand what is liberal studies all about. Liberal studies is one of the oldest form of higher education in the West. So if you look at primarily the mature countries in education that may include, US, UK, there this particular form of undergraduate program is available since very long, ago. But in India, it is a relatively newer concept, which has got introduced in India for last approximately 10 years. The process which is followed in this is a multidisciplinary approach of education. For example, in India, when we talk to students at school level or even at graduation level, primarily we are aware of few degree options like a BA or a BBA or a BCom or a BSc. Then if we go into some technical degrees, then that could be an MBBS or a BE or a BTech. But if a child, if you would have seen my session on how to choose the right career option after 10th, I have talked about the type of subjects which you are exposed to till grade 10. So if a candidate wishes to study, let us say, physics, along with that wants to study accounts, along with that business management, then a subject of maybe psychology or sociology, along with that something related to public administration, and a subject of dance along with a foreign language. This combination looks or hears very weird, but actually speaking, this is what we call as multidisciplinary approach. So if a candidate wishes to learn subjects of his or her own choice or subjects from different disciplines, then liberal studies or liberal arts is the right set of education for that candidate. So liberal studies encompass exposure in broadly, 5 areas, or I would say 6 areas of education. This includes humanities, social sciences. So you will study subjects related to humanities, social sciences. You will study subjects related to commerce. You will study subjects related to management. You will study subjects related to mathematics and statistics. You will study subjects related to pure sciences, which may include physics, chemistry, and biology. And last but not the least, you will study subjects which are related to performing arts. Based on the combination of subjects which you choose as your major and a minor, you will get a degree. So typically, a liberal arts program or a liberal studies program is a 3 or a 4-year program. Majority of the universities have a fixed curriculum, but there are also few universities which allow you to take an exit after 3 years or extend your degree by another year and do a bachelor's 4-year degree program. In first 1 to 2 years, depending upon whether you want to go for a 3-year or a 4-year program, you get exposure to a mixture of the subjects which I just shared with you before in the previous slide. And then in the 3rd year, you are allowed to take specializations in the form of a major and a minor. So your major could be from sciences, minor could be from commerce. Your major could be from commerce, minor could be from management. Your major could be in management, minor could be from humanities, social sciences. Your majors could be from humanities, social sciences, minor could be from performing arts, and so on. So your degree which you get is awarded as per your majors. So if your major is a science subject or a mathematics or a statistics subject, then you get a degree which is BSc honors. If your majors is a commerce subject, then your degree is a BCom honors. If your major subject is management oriented subject like human resource management or marketing management, then your degree is a BBA honors. And if your major is related to, let us say, performing arts or social sciences, then your degree which you get is a BA honors degree. As explained, you could get a BA or a BBA or a BCom or a BSc degree program. The duration could extend from 3 to 4 years, and 10+2, any stream kid can primarily get into portion of liberal studies or the pedagogy of liberal studies. Even if you've not studied sciences in 11th, 12th, still you wish to pursue any one science at the graduation level, there are a lot of universities which allow you to go through a bridge program. And then you are allowed to take up even pure sciences as your majors. So different colleges follow different pedagogical streams. And as I have already explained to you, there is a majors and a minor concept. Looking at some of the national level entrance exams in the area of liberal studies, you have Flame University in Pune, which conducts its own exam known as FEAT. Ashoka University is there in Sonipat, which conducts its own exam known as AAT. Then you have Symbiosis in Pune, separate exam SET. PDEU in Gandhinagar, that is Pandit Deendayal Energy University, which has a separate exam. Narsi Munchi Bombay is there, which has a separate exam. Karnavati University in Ahmedabad, Gandhinagar is there, which has a separate exam, KUAT. Then you have Kriya University in Andhra Pradesh, which takes its own exam. Christ University, Bangalore has its own exam. Jindal School of Liberal Arts has its own exam known as JSAT. SRM University, Chennai and Sonipat have their separate entrance exam. Then there's another university in Ahmedabad known as Ahmedabad University, which per se does not have an entrance exam, but they have a specific selection process which you have to go through. Another very good university is there in Bangalore known as Alliance University. They have their own entrance exam known as AUSAT. Looking at the list of the best colleges in the country, one may go for Flame University in Pune, Pandit Deendayal Energy University in Gandhinagar, Ashoka University in Sonipat, Symbiosis School of Liberal Arts in Pune, Kriya University in Chennai, Azim Premji University in Bangalore, Ahmedabad University, Ahmedabad, Shiv Nadar University in Delhi, Christ University in Bangalore, Karnavati University in Ahmedabad. Then you have Jindal School of Liberal Arts and Humanities in Sonipat. You have Narsi Munchi in Bombay, Alliance University is there in Bangalore, School of Liberal Arts, SRM University in Amravati, MIT World Peace University, Pune has another beautiful institution. Thapar Institute of Engineering and Technology is there in Punjab. AGKya D.Y. Patil University in Pune, Hira University in Lucknow, School of Liberal Arts and Sciences and Modi University, Sikar in Rajasthan, and Bennett University in Greater Noida. This is the list of the top 20 colleges which I have put up on your screen. Overall, if I look at as on day when we are talking, there are approximately 45 universities in the country which have liberal arts or which offer liberal arts curriculum or pedagogy. In case you are wanting to know in depth about all these colleges, have details about their major and minor offerings, I have consolidated a book on liberal arts, which is there on my website, that is mohitmangal.com. You can go to that website, pick up that book, and it will give you a great information related to various courses available at different universities across India. Now, looking at the entrance exam, I think I will, at this point of time, invite Satya sir to give you more detail about the entrance exams which are there, because he is the entrance exam expert. So, quickly introducing Satya sir. Satya sir is a computer engineer. He's alumnus of the Department of Management Studies, IIT Madras. He has been one of the favorite teachers of all my students for last 15 years. He is one of those rare faculties whom I have seen who himself appears in multiple competitive exams, which his own students also are appearing for. And each time he cracks those entrance exams, he's appeared for CLAT, which is the Common Law Admission Test, 5 consecutive times, and every year cracked the CLAT entrance exam. He's appeared for Gujarat Common Entrance Test. He's appeared for UGAT. He has appeared for a lot of other competitive exams and have cracked all those entrance exams. Also, he is one of the faculties who I say is an all-rounder kind of a faculty. So in any general aptitude, which Satya sir will explain, I have put it on the slide also, he is master of all subjects. So be it any part of general aptitude, Satya sir is master of all subjects. So without taking much time, I would request Satya sir to explain students or parents who are connected with us as to what is general aptitude, what are the components of general aptitude, what are the sub-components within the section of general aptitude, and what is the right method of preparation. So, handing over the next session to you.
Thanks for those kind words. As Mohit sir has pointed out, the selection process for most of the colleges is through the entrance examinations. So post standard 12th, we normally classify entrance examinations into 2 categories. One, we would call them as the specific aptitude or the technical exams, technical sort of entrance exams, which could include entrance examinations for engineering like the JEE, or for medicine like the NEET, or maybe even the common proficiency test or the CPT for CA aspirants and so on. So these entrance examinations, they specifically focus on technical knowledge. Like JW aspirants would need to know mathematics, physics, chemistry. For NEET, you would need to know physics, chemistry, biology, so on and so forth. The second category of entrance examinations are what we term as general aptitude tests. So when we talk about liberal studies, the colleges which conduct some or the other entrance examination follow the general aptitude test pattern. Now, in general aptitude, we have 4 areas from which the questions can be asked, which can be followed by further rounds of selection, including things like essay writing, personal interview, group discussions, group tasks, and so on. But talking about the written portion of the exam, the multiple choice question portion of the exam, there are 4 main areas which are covered in all general aptitude tests. These include mathematics. And before you get frightened by the term mathematics, because a lot of students seem to have a sort of phobia for maths, this is not advanced math of any sort. If you're comfortable with the basics of mathematics that you have learned in standards 8, 9, and 10, then the math is more than sufficient. Second, we have English. Again, the basics of English, which is not specified, which is not based on prose or poetry, but more on general reading skills, on vocabulary and grammar. The third section is reasoning or logic. And this can be further subdivided into 2 categories. One, we have questions which could be based on analytical reasoning, questions which are expected to either identify patterns or have some sort of numeric proficiency. And the second is known as verbal or critical reasoning, which tests your command over language and verbal logic. The fourth, and one of the most, I would say the section with the largest or the widest syllabus, would be the general knowledge and current affairs section, where literally anything under the sun can be asked. So in brief, if I were to take you through each of these 4 sections, the mathematics section, like I said, focuses on basic fundamental concepts which you would have studied in standards 8, 9, and 10, which could include things like basic calculations, simplification of numbers, averages, percentages, ratio proportion. Some examinations might have a question or 2 of basic geometry and mensuration, that is area, volume, and so on. But the main topics on which most of these exams would focus would be application-based questions, which include the fundamentals of quick calculations, averages, ratio proportion, percentages, right? If you have the ability to form basic linear equations and solve them, most of the questions are eminently solvable. So although you will find textbooks of basic mathematics having 20 plus topics, if we talk about things like time, speed, and distance, time and work, simple interest, compound interest, pipes and cisterns, boats and streams, so on and so forth, all these are nothing but practical applications of concepts of averages, percentages, and ratio. That's it. Now, coming to English. English can be divided into questions from 3 areas. One, the most simple ones are those which are vocabulary based. So you could have questions of synonyms, antonyms, word meanings, idioms and phrases, spellings, so on and so forth. You could have questions based on grammar, where either you would be asked to spot an error in a given sentence or correct a grammatical error in a sentence. And the third type of questions are those which are based on reading comprehension, where you could be given an unseen passage and 3 to 5 questions could be asked on the basis of that passage. And although reading comprehension is something which students would definitely have done at school level, the ones in entrance examinations do involve a little bit more critical thinking. It's not like in school that we can simply pick up a line from the passage and directly answer the question. A little bit of involved thinking is expected, but nevertheless, with good reading habits, it's extremely easy to crack this section. Coming to reasoning and logic, in analytical reasoning, where I said you would be expected to either identify patterns or have a little bit of numeric proficiency, we could have questions based on number series, coding and decoding, blood relations, directions, basic puzzles, so on and so forth. Talking about verbal or critical reasoning, questions could include topics such as assumptions, conclusions, arguments, assertion and reason, so on and so forth. For general knowledge and current affairs, the entire world is your arena, right? Although for current affairs, all events of national and international importance which have occurred in the past calendar year, counting backwards from the date of the entrance examination, is the most important time period, right? So normally I would advise students to focus most on the 3 months prior to the month of the exam, and then the 3 months before that, and go back in reverse till you have covered an entire year's worth of current affairs. But the most important months are the 3 to 6 months period just before the conduct of the examination. Now, as far as preparation for these examinations go, they are not technical exams. So you're not required to rote learn concepts. You're not expected to have too deep a technical understanding of formulae and stuff. In fact, I ask students to focus on just 3 areas. One, make sure you practice a lot of reading, because the ability to read and understand quickly will save you a lot of time and help you in each and every section. So keep up with regular reading. Connected to that is the ability to be aware of all current affairs and general knowledge. So the point is, with current affairs and general knowledge, you can automatically peruse newspapers every day. So that takes care of your current affairs knowledge. That also takes care of your reading skill. And third, just practice a lot of quick calculations, right? If you're conversant with basic math multiplications, if you're good with basic addition, subtraction, and division, then if you're comfortable with the basic formulae of the topics which I've already mentioned before, that is things like averages, percentages, and ratios, then the mathematics section is taken care of. Remember, these exams test your speed. They do not test in-depth knowledge. It's about maximizing your score in the limited amount of time available. And hence, it is extremely important to not just know the questions, but also have a good strategy in hand on how you are going to go about attempting the paper and how you are going to maximize your score. So for that, a lot of practice is the key to cracking these exams. Coming to the post-written exam procedures, essay writing is absolutely the same as the ones you would have done at school. So you can check out a lot of essays which are freely available on the internet to get an idea of the style of writing, and then practice writing a lot, because given adequate amount of time, you may be able to pen beautiful essays. But in the limited amount of time allotted to you under the pressure of the examination, how well can you put down your thoughts in a coherent manner? So please do practice writing or typing the essays, whichever is the mode that is expected to be in the actual exam. For personal interviews, we do have a lot of informative videos available on the websites. But some of the simple questions like, why do you want to go in for this career? Or what sort of a career do you see for yourself? And questions based on your academics are the ones that you need to be prepared with. I hope that answers some of the questions that students might have as far as the entrance examinations are concerned. I will ask Mohit sir to continue this session, after which we'll be taking some question and answers from the audience.
Sure, Satya sir. I think you have enlightened a lot of students and parents of all about a general aptitude entrance process. So to conclude, and before we move to the question and answers, I would like to introduce IQ Ideas. IQ Ideas it has a 20 years of legacy, where we have a consistent faculty pool where me, Satya sir, Chandan sir, we all teach our kids. This division of IQ Ideas test preparation is being headed by Satya sir. We prepare students for national level entrance exams related to law, business management, mass communication, liberal studies, economics, hotel management, social sciences, social work, and so on and so forth. As I shared, Satya sir had been appearing for a lot of entrance exams himself. And the USP of IQ Ideas is that we would encourage students to go through a proper career counseling process before intaking the students for any of the entrance test preparation. So if you're interested in any of the entrance test preparation, you may please feel free to connect with my office at 99798460007 or visit our website, that is iqideas.in. If you're confused, you're not sure what you're rightly meant for, or is liberal studies the right option for you or not, you may connect with my office for personal career counseling at 7600 You can connect with me on social media at IQ Mohit, or visit my website, that is mohitpangal.com. To get access of the current PPT or to remain in touch with me where you can get your queries sorted, you can connect with me straight away on WhatsApp. The link of WhatsApp is there on your screen. That is bit.ly/IQ Career Guide. And if you want to connect with me on YouTube, where I keep posting a lot of informative sessions related to careers, you can connect with my YouTube channel at bit.ly/IQ Mohan. Thank you once again, and I will invite questions from the audience on YouTube or on Zoom. I'll be happy to answer those questions. Sir, you're mute.
Sorry. There are certain questions which I've already received. So while in the time that the others post something, I would like to have answers to some of these questions. Starting with the first one, someone wanted to know is it possible to become a teacher with a liberal arts degree?
Answer is definitely yes. The way you probably go ahead and do a B.Ed to get into school teaching, or follow B.Ed followed by an M.Ed to get into school teaching, or you may go ahead with doing a master's and then following which you can go ahead with a PhD to get into college education or college teaching. Both ways are open after liberal studies or liberal arts, and your master's degree will be dependent on what majors you have chosen at your bachelor's level. So based on that, you can choose your master's, or based on that, you can choose which area of Bachelor of Education, which is a B.Ed degree followed by an M.Ed degree for school education is concerned. You can become a teacher. Absolutely, there is no problem.
Okay. A lot of students, they come up confused about specific things which they want to do. Like a lot of students are interested in getting into psychology, right? But then they are not sure whether if they will be able to pursue psychology through liberal arts. So is that an option available?
Okay, I think this is a beautiful question. When you talk about subjects like history, psychology, sociology, political science, public administration, or you look at subjects like maths, statistics, physics, chemistry, biology, or you look at subjects like accounts, business studies, or you look at subjects like economics, or subjects in business management like marketing, finance, human resource management. Now, all these type of majors are available in liberal arts. So if you do a major in psychology through liberal arts, then also you have an opportunity to go and do a master's in psychology, because your bachelor's will be a BA or a PSc program, depending on the type of university where you go to. And within that, majors being psychology, you will be allowed to take up a master's in psychology. So psychology, or for that matter, economics, or for that matter, mathematics, today, as per the liberal arts curriculum, could be done both in a pure format where you do a BA psychology straight away from a college, or through liberal arts where you study along with psychology a lot of other subjects and then take psychology as your major. So that ways, liberal arts, doing psychology or economics through liberal arts will open doors for you to get into masters of any of these subjects which you have majored in at your bachelor's level.
Okay, so there's a question similar to that. A lot of students are interested in the field of mass communication and media studies. But when they go online, they often get to know that, yes, there are master's level courses available for mass communication, but hardly any bachelor's level courses. Then they are willing to consider the option that what if I take up liberal studies? So does taking up liberal studies really help for somebody interested in mass communication and media studies?
See, absolutely it will help, because the moment you talk about mass communication, the larger level of knowledge base which you have with yourself, I think the better it is. So when you go through a liberal arts institution, you study subjects related to management, you study subjects related to commerce, you study subjects related to finance. So your knowledge base related to multiple fields increase. And at the end of the day, when you take up a major in mass communication or media studies, your overall knowledge base will be larger than what it will be in a regular mass communication bachelor's degree. So I think going through a liberal arts program in mass communication can result into a better exposure in comparison to a pure mass communication or media studies education at bachelor's level.
Somebody just was very curious to know that in this specific online session for liberal studies, the website, under the title you mentioned the new universe of education. Why is that?
Okay, so I think I started the session with the same talk. Why it will be known as, or why it is called as the universe of education, is because till now there was a very, I would say, categorical boundary line, for subjects or the children passing from a BSc program or a BBA program or a BCom program or a BA program. But that boundary or that boundary line has been broken with introduction of liberal studies, and today more and more universities are introducing cross-functional, allowing cross-functional courses to be taken for any degree program. So if a candidate wishes to study one subject from, let's say, sciences, one subject from mathematics and statistics, one subject out of commercial studies, one subject out of business management, one subject out of languages, one foreign language, one performing art, one creative art. So since this is allowed format of combination available in liberal studies, that is the reason it is called as the universe of education. And another question which I was just seeing, are there defined 7 different liberal studies or liberal arts? Answer is very categorically looking at the bifurcation of subjects which I have done, starting with mathematics, statistics, sciences, humanities, commercial studies, management studies, languages, and performing arts. These become the 7 different parameters or 7 different verticals within liberal arts. So I don't know whether a lot of people would know or not. Traditionally, there used to be a degree available which was BA in mathematics. And currently also you will see degrees available like BSc in economics or a BSc in psychology. So if you look at arts and sciences, actually they are 2 sides of the same coin. But in our perspective, we look at sciences only about physics, chemistry, and mathematics, or physics, chemistry, and biology. So that is the reason when you look at liberal arts or liberal studies or liberal sciences, so they are all 3 words which are used interchangeably. So actually, I call it liberal studies, which could be form of liberal arts or which could be form of liberal sciences. So it does not matter. That is the reason it is called the universe of education, because it encompasses most of the areas or domains which the children are exposed to till grade 10 or further up to grade 12 at the school level.
Okay. You mentioned that it is possible to take variety of subjects which could include science subjects. So I'm assuming things like physics and chemistry and biology maybe. But what if I have not taken up sciences after standard 10? Supposing I'm an arts and humanities student, but after getting into a liberal studies course, if I'm interested and I want to take up, let us say, physics or biology, then would that be feasible? Similarly, if I'm a non-commerce student and I want to take up accounts or something, so can I take subjects like that?
So I tell you, in liberal studies education pedagogy, there are a lot of universities which are introducing bridge programs, which is a very common thing in foreign universities. So I'll give you a classic example. I had a student of mine who went to one of these liberal studies college. He came from commerce background. He studied basic social sciences, environmental studies, fundamental mathematics, leadership, performing art kind of courses in first year in a liberal arts school. And from there, he got some exposure towards fundamental physics. And he planned to get into the area of robotics. So he took a credit transfer from the university, went to another university, which gave a bridge program to basics of robotics, which was nothing but fundamental physics. And based on that, he graduated with a majors in robotics. So as per the new education policy, which is in the implementation phase, and it may take maybe few more years for it to completely get into execution or come into execution mode, a lot of universities are now allowing students from non-science background to do a bridge course and take up a major in a science, and or a candidate coming from a science background take up a bridge course and graduate out as a in the area of maybe finance, maybe economics, maybe psychology, even if they have not studied these subjects at 11, 12 level, right? So that is where, which becomes another reason why liberal studies or liberal education is one of the most sought after education as on date.
Just out of curiosity, every bachelor's degree has a master's. So is there something called a master's in liberal studies available in India right now?
When you look at liberal studies as a course, as the name suggests, it is actually not a subject, but it is the method of teaching or the availability of liberal or the liberal availability of courses which you can take up. Ultimately, when you get into masters, you have to specialize in a particular subject, and that is the point where your major subject will come into picture. So actually speaking, there will be nothing in master, because it is as good as you that you want to specialize, and you want to specialize in multiple domains. So that will not become a specialization, that will still remain a generic program sort of a thing. So I think at master's level, you need to be very specific with the subject which you want to pick up and do your master's in.
Okay, so that brings us to another question. For doing a master's in tech, MTech, I need to be a BTech. So what are the master's degrees which liberal studies students could go in for other than the traditional MBA?
So as I said, majors in science can go for an MSc program. A major in humanities can go for a MA program. Majors in commerce can go for an MCom program. Majors in MBA can go for majors in management can go for an MBA program. And also there are a lot of cross-functional masters which are available. For example, masters in mass communication is open to everybody. MSc in information technology is open to everybody. Just for the knowledge of the parents and the children, today, as a humanities graduate, if you want to masters in artificial intelligence or machine learning, and or as a humanities 11th, 12th kid, if you want to do a BSc or a BE, and I repeat, yes, BE is Bachelor of Engineering in artificial intelligence and machine learning, it is possible, and it is very much possible in India. So looking at your majors, a lot of cross-functional masters shall be available in due course. Masters in the area of public policy, masters in the area of public relations, masters in the area of public health. They don't have a specific requirement of a bachelor's program. Any bachelor candidate can apply for these masters and do their specialization in these areas.
Okay. If there are any questions, you can send.
There is one question which has come on my desk. My daughter likes biology, but not physics and chemistry and maths. On the other hand, she's very good at English and history. We should consider liberal arts option. My answer to you is absolutely yes. Probably this is the type of candidate which is best suited to liberal studies or liberal arts. But since I do not know whether your child is in grade 10 or grade 12, but if your child is in grade 10 with this combination, I would very strongly suggest that in this case, child should not study physics and chemistry in 11th, 12th level. So the child should study basic humanities subjects along with biology as an additional subject. That is going to suit her the best. Sir, can't we pursue our masters in one minor subject? Well, your question itself is the answer. When you are taking something as a minor, means you are not wanting to actually specialize in that area. You want to just have a fundamental knowledge in that area. That is the reason your minor may not be applicable for your masters. But again, as I said, there are a lot of universities which will take any candidate who has done certain credits of that subject for their master's program. So you have to match that credit profile. And if that happens with your minor in the liberal arts college or a liberal studies college, then you are eligible. You can get into masters in that area.
That's it. I don't have any more questions.
I am done with the questions on my screen.
Yes, we're done with the question on my screen.
just to quickly give them a snapshot, tomorrow, that is 11th, we are talking about law education in India. 12th, we are talking about business management. 13th, we are talking about hotel management, event management, and sports management education. And 14th, we are talking about mass communication, media studies, filmmaking, and photography as a education in India. So all the people who have joined us here, I would request, if any of the children close to you or parents close to you wish to attend any one of these sessions, you can ask them to register on bit.ly/career-counseling. You can copy this link. I will request Satya sir to copy this link and put it on the both YouTube as well as the Zoom session. Once again, thank you so much, Satya sir. Thank you so much, audience. And we'll see you tomorrow with law as a education in India.